Hey Rob, this is an analysis of one of your snatches from last Monday, I believe. I think we had to do one snatch every other minute, getting progressively heavier. This obviously was very early on because it was 95 pounds. But there's a couple things that I noticed here that we can work on. I'm actually really pleased with the progress you've made in your snatch. I've come a really, really long way in the past 6 months. So this is pretty good. I have lines set up for your back angle here, the lower one that's kind of on a diagonal, and then I have a vertical line. Kind of the golden rule in pulley lifting is to never really let that barbell cross that line. So let's see how it goes. Alright, so this is your start position. It's pretty good. Let's see here. Your hips are kind of low. I personally prefer to see people with their hips a little bit higher than this. It actually works out pretty well for you in the lifts. So if that's something you're super comfortable with, stay with it because you keep your shoulders over the bar for a majority of the lift, which is good. But it's definitely worth experimenting with. Just trying to raise your hips a little bit. I think it might set you in better positions for the rest of the lift. It's something we should try at the very least, just see how it affects everything. Otherwise, the setup's pretty good. It looks like the weight's at the front of your foot, kind of like at the back of the ball of your foot, which is the goal here. Eyes are up. Alright, so your butt kind of flies up a little bit faster than your chest. It's not too bad, because you kind of yeah, your butt does fly a little bit fast, so that's something we've talked about a bunch of times. You definitely got to lead with your chest and make sure that that back angle stays exactly the same from the floor till really as long as you can past, you got to at least past your knees. So it's pretty similar. You can definitely fix that. Small tweak, just kind of lead with your chest a little bit more. Your eyes are still up, feet are still flat on the ground, so this is a pretty decent hang position. So you start initiating the jump really early. I think you could continue. I think you could continue a little bit further into this bowl before you start jumping. Be a little bit more patient, and it'll set you up a lot better for the remainder of the lift. Let's check your feet though. Alright, so the goal would be to have, as you can see, your feet are already leaving the ground and you're not really at the high hang position yet, so you're definitely jumping a little bit early on this lift. Just being a little bit more patient will serve you well, especially when it gets heavier. But you're pretty dang strong, and this is a pretty dang light lift, so it ends up pretty well. You're keeping it super close, not crossing that line. You cross here a little bit. It's still pretty close. Not bad. Footwork looks good. You slammed your heels into the floor. Alright, so you obviously catch it really high and write it down, which is good. One thing, last thing, is I really think they're pulling the barbell. You're still focusing on pulling the barbell really high. It looks like you're still pulling up, as opposed to you got to think about pulling yourself under. That should be really helpful in getting you underneath the barbell much faster, which should transfer or translate to much heavier lifts, really. So overall, not bad. Just a few things we talked about. Trying to experiment with the hips a little bit higher, leading with your chest and really maintaining that back angle, staying patient and initiating the jump upwards a little bit later, and then pulling yourself underneath the barbell violently, as opposed to thinking about pulling the barbell up above your head. So let's just check out the lift one last time, full speed. Here we go. Pretty good, Rob. Making lots of progress.